Am I a Muslim? Watch to find out. Actually, that's the exact title of this video by Lubella Gauna. I'm not sure the exact pronunciation, but the title is Am I a Muslim? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Watch to find out. So, I'm not familiar. I haven't seen any of her video. And yeah, because the titles kind of intrigued myself to know whether she is a Muslim or not. And she said, watch to find out. So, we will be watching to find that out, inshallah. Let's go.
Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lubella Gauna and thank you everybody for subscribing to my channel and liking my videos. This video is going to be short. It's going to talk about the famous question that everybody's wondering. Bella, what is your religion? Are you Muslim or not? To answer everybody's question, I am. I converted 3 years ago. Now, I'm sure everybody's saying, wait, what, why, how is this possible? You're not covered, blah, 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 like all this talking. People, the one thing I've learned in Islam is that you don't force people to do things. You don't force people to cover. You don't force people to convert. People convert because they feel it, because they want to. I converted because I wanted to. Obviously, I give thanks to all my followers. After a while, after seeing all of my followers, because 90% of my followers are all Muslims, I was kind of curious. So I started, reading the Quran, and then I said to myself, wow, this is really nice. So finally, one of my friends from UAE, Abu Dhabi, they said, you know what, you should just convert. And I did. Of course, it's not something that I like to talk about because I'm still learning, believe it or not, because I feel like it's very hard. It's very hard, the prayers and stuff. It's to me, it's very hard. I mean, to be honest, I even have the application, the Muslim Pro. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. No, you can't see it. But anyways, I actually use it to pray. I have a friend of mine, this last time that I went to Dubai, she gave me this way of learning. So inshallah, I will learn.
Okay, so from what I can gather from the backstory, I'm not sure what is her original religion, but she says that she became interested because most of her followers were Muslim, and then she read the Quran, I believe. She found it interesting. Some of her friends suggest just to become a Muslim, and she did actually. But from there on, she tried to learn, etc. But I'm assuming that the close friend or the environment, I'm not sure, make it a bit of a challenge to really learn at a steady pace on it. Something that's just my assumption based on what I can gather as of now. Because I think relating to those who are converted into Islam, embracing Islam, and have a close environment, not close environment, close friends that all will be very supportive, etc. It does help tremendously, I think.
A lot of you guys are saying why I'm not covering. Okay, number one, I'm not ready. Number two, I cover when I feel like I cover. I know a lot of you are going to get mad. I know a lot of you are going to say this is ridiculous, I'm going to unfollow her. Well, you can unfollow me if you want. You can unsubscribe me if you want. Nobody's asking you to follow my videos. And just so everybody knows, at least I'm being honest, and ignore the stupid bird. Do you want?
Oh, it's a bird. I thought there's a kid around.
At least I'm being honest, people, about how I feel about my videos. I am not pretending to act. Like, there's these other girls out there that are doing these reaction videos and they're like covering themselves and they don't even know how to cover. They look like a huge freaking towel over their faces. Like, you can totally tell it's fake. You can totally tell that they're acting and trying to convince people that they converted, but they're not. At least I'm being honest. I love Islam. I'm learning. I'm still learning. Yes, it's been 3 years. Yes, I sometimes cover because you guys have seen me in my social medias that I do cover when I'm in UAE or when I'm with my friends. Because number one, tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are, kind of thing. I hang out with them and yes, it motivates me to cover. But when I'm in the United States, it's hard because people will criticize you. Your family talks about you. Even now, a lot of my family members talk about me and they criticize me.
So I'm assuming she is in the United States from her remarks there that is challenging in the US.
So it's a process and it's not something that you can just change from one day to the next. And I hope you guys all understand that. And I hope, inshallah, you guys still motivate me and you guys still support me in what I'm going through and in this process of me learning. I don't think there's nothing wrong with showing your hair. Yes, everybody interprets the whole covering completely different, but in my perspective, and honestly, what the sheikh told me at the mosque when I went, and I told him I wanted to convert and stuff, he told me, it doesn't matter what people tell you to cover or not. It's what you feel in your heart with Allah. It's what you're proving to Allah. You don't have to prove anybody your religion or your closeness to Allah. It's what you are doing.
Okay, several things there as a remark. Number one, being supportive, right? I think that is very, very crucial that many Muslims forgot because we were brought up in an environment that is already supportive, already enable us to do a lot of things to comply with the Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So it is easy for us, but it is very difficult for some who is not having an environment that is very supportive in a way. And it's a journey of change, which is very hard. So that's number one, being supportive, being understanding. I totally agree with that. Number two, about what the Sheikh mentioned. Fundamentally, that is absolutely correct, in my opinion, right? Because it is not about if you submit because of what people see, or you submit for the perception of people, it's just like before, right? For example, people says non-Muslim, they try to dress up in a certain way to impress people, hence they actually become a servant of people in a way, right? But if you become a Muslim and you expect them to comply with your own perception, meaning that they have to comply to certain regulation because of other people, because of Muslim, that's just the same thing. It's just shifting that coincidentally they are doing Sharia compliant things, but because of people, which is not what Islam is all about in that sense. Because there, in that sense, you actually submit to people, not submit to Allah Almighty. So fundamentally, that is correct. However, when you reach a certain point where you actually want to impress Allah Almighty, you want to comply with what Allah wants, and you actually understand what Allah wants from the Quran and Hadith, then logically you will want to, in this case, cover up your aura, because you understand that is what Allah wants, that is what the Prophet Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam teach, and that is what I want to do from that understanding, because I want to obey Allah Almighty, right? So it's a journey to complete all of the puzzle actually, right? So you have the heart, you have the intention, and eventually you have to have also the correct understanding of what Allah wants in this religion, right? Covering aura is one aspect of it. It kind of, I think it's quite interesting where the women tend to be criticized more because it's obvious whether you cover up or not. But for the men, it's not obvious whether you're complying or not, right? Because in terms of we have men also have to cover the aura, but the normal attire tend to already have covered the aura, right? So it's easy. Men can actually cover the aura without realizing it, right? However, there are other aspects also about meaning abstaining from riba, from alcohol, from etc., etc., right? So it is a journey. We have to help them if they have already the intention, then the next step is just the understanding. So step by step we bring them to understand, and combining the understanding and the intention, inshallah they will go for what they should be anyway, right? But if we are forcing them to comply with certain sharia regulation, but they actually comply because of our pressure, then it is not a long lasting thing, I would think, because it is from the perspective of their heart. They actually comply because of the peer pressure, not because of they understand that is what Allah wants, and they want to impress Allah Almighty, right? So yeah, it is a tricky how to managing that thing, right? Because sometimes we are too eager for them to reach the end point without properly, lead them in a proper way, and also being supportive at the same time.
So if I want to cover, great. If I don't, that's up to me. Because my relationship, what matters is my relationship with Allah, nobody else. It's not like I'm exposing myself. You guys have seen my social media. All my life, I've been dressing modest. I've never been like a slut. I've never been showing my boobs or my butt, or like, I've never been like that. Just naturally, I'm not like that. There's women out there that I know that are covered completely, and they pray 5,000 times a day, and they're the worst women ever. They're the sluts. They sleep around. They say bad words. They don't even take care of their parents. They're really bad. But that's up to them. That's their life. That's what they want. Because at the end, whenever we die, it's what we end up doing our lives. And what counts here is what Allah sees and what Allah believes. So, in my case, yes, I mean, in my heart, I feel like I'm a good girl. In my heart, I feel like I'm a good Muslim girl. Of course, I'm learning. But you know what? Alhamdulillah that I've never drank in my life. Alhamdulillah, I've never been around sleeping with guys and stuff. And this is before I converted. So I'm really proud of myself, and I know Allah is proud of myself. And I'm not saying I'm an expert and I'm perfect, because nobody is perfect in life. Nobody. I've screwed up. Each one of you have screwed up too. I just want to make sure it's clear that that you guys understand my point. That you guys understand my point of view. I'm trying. I'm learning. But when somebody tells me to cover, wallah people, I will not cover. So please don't force a person to cover. I'm telling you that right now, because there's another point. There's a lot of Muslim famous celebrities that don't cover. And they're Muslim. And they're born Muslims. Shoot, so
just a perception here. The tone that she is going with this, I'm assuming is from being bombarded with attack from other Muslim, kind of from her perspective, forcing her to cover up, right? I think because that's is the intonation, the tone is like frustration, you know.
to answer your question, yes, I am Muslim, people. I am Muslim. My parents are Catholic. I was born Catholic, but I converted. And inshallah, one day I will marry a Muslim man. Inshallah I will. But that's up to Allah. Allah decides who I end up with. Another thing that people have asked me is, why haven't I changed my name? Well, according to the sheikh at the mosque, he told me, unless my name conflicted another religion, then I would have to change. My name does not mean anything. My name means beautiful. Lubella in Spanish, Lubella, means Lu, beautiful. It has nothing to do with another religion. He said if my name was like Jesus or Guadalupe or another name that is conflicted with another religion, then I would have to change. But in this point, in my position, I don't have to.
That is interesting. But yeah, that is social media, right? Meaning there's a lot of Muslim on social media that goes around and being quite judgmental, unfortunately. And about changing names, I'm not sure why that become an issue, because that's There's not even a command. Yeah, except in the case that if you see the example of the Sahaba, right, when there's a meaning that is not good, you should change. But otherwise, why? I don't know.
Alhamdulillah, because my name is unique. My name means beautiful. It has nothing to do with religion. So he said I was perfectly fine. He said it was fine.
All right, I think I'll watch until that point because the video is about, the question is, am I Muslim? Watch to find out, and I have watched and I found out that she is a Muslim. Obviously, I do not know anything about the backstory of this video or what triggers this video, because there's a context there which I have never watched her video, so I'm not within that circle that understand the context of this video. But some important points there, I think, that have been mentioned, about being supportive, about being understanding, and about being those who actually help and contribute towards her journey and any new Muslim's journey, or even any Muslim that is already, fall down into a slope and try to back up, coming back up. And not even born Muslim, there's a lot of born Muslim that do not have sufficient religious education, I would say, to understand what this religion is all about. Why is it true? Why is it the truth? What is it? What does it mean? What Allah wants, etc., etc., right? So we have to be supportive. We have to, in term of, I think from what she mentioned, she have the right intention. It's just that she is still learning, so we should help in the learning process, right? Rather than being judgmental and why do not do this, etc., etc., and we actually push them away. We make them frustrated, right? So that is, if we become the fitnah as such, that is the worst thing that we can ever do. And na'uzubillah, we have to answer in front of Allah Almighty in the judgment day if that leads them to go back astray, right? So na'uzubillah, hopefully we never become those kind of people. And yeah, that's my reaction to this video. Thank you for watching.